What are we fixing today? Today, you might say I finally got around to it. I have a Z-Wave network, a small one, and I needed it because Z-Wave has a little better reach network-wise than my Wi-Fi did, and I could reach out 150 feet out to my separated garage building. I've since solved that another way, but I've also since added a Z-Wave lock, so I don't really want to get rid of Z-Wave, even though I have only 5 devices. Because I only had 5 devices, I've been neglecting converting from the deprecated Z-Wave. As you can see, if you have the old style Z-Wave, it's been deprecated, and sometime it's going to break, and probably sometime this year. It's been about a year since there was a decent conversion, migration path, and I've just hung around, didn't do it, so I guess today's the day. So, let's give that a try. So as you can see, here is the Home Assistant listing for Z-Wave. It says it's deprecated. And then the active alert says it's going to break. And in the future, when it breaks, we're going to take it out. So I should really fix that, right? I'm going to convert it over to ZwaveJS, which is the stated, the supported version of Z-Wave in Home Assistant. I've heard it runs pretty good, but the supervisor setup, you've got 2 ways to set up the supervisor part of it. There's the official way, and then there's ZwaveJS2MQTT, which is got a little more feature-rich stuff in the community add-ons. So I'm going to add that one. So in the official add-ons, there is a ZwaveJS. I'm choosing not to install that one. And if you come down a little more, there's a ZwaveJS2MQTT, and I'm choosing to install that one because of the features. So let's get started. Now, I am following the instructions by Petro, who's an awesome moderator in the community pages. This is a community guide that he put out. He started it in February of last year, and now it's February of this year. So I figure it's been a year. It should work by now. Maybe I can use my round to it to actually fix this thing. So the first thing you got to do is get the information from your installed base, your existing Z-Wave 1.4. Get everything that you need because you're going to turn it off and delete it. And I also suggest that before you do any of this, you take a full snapshot of your system so at least you get some of this back in case something crashes. There's people talking out there that they have, 150 Z-Wave devices. They have a lot more work ahead of them than I do with 5. So we're going to go into Developer Tools. We're just going to follow this right along. So if you need a guide in the future, this is the guide. And as things change, this guide will change. It's been last edited in December as 9 edits. So this is a live document, and it should keep up with what you need to do this. So follow this. I'm going to show you the steps that I'm using as of February 2022. Those are the current steps that need to be done. But if you're doing this out in the future some more, there may be some tweaks. Follow the doc, okay? Let's go to Develop Tools. Developer Tools, in the template, you have, this is the set template. This is your playground where you learn how to do templating stuff. This can be deleted at any time. Get rid of all of that. Then we're going to look back. And it wants us to paste the following code in. This will give us information of all our nodes. Go back to Developer. Let's go over here. Paste it in. Boom. So there is my information for my nodes. I need to copy all this. Hopefully there isn't any secrets that you can see. I don't see any. Copying this out, pasting it somewhere safe. Next thing, then the migration. So you need to know your device serial ID and your network key. Now I have my network key saved and on the side. I'm going to do a different way to get your serial ID. So I'm going to come in here and I have a supervisor tab, but you probably don't. There's another video somewhere that shows you how to get that. Link it up here somewhere. But I'm going to get the supervisor like this. Go to System. Go over here to the shish kebab menu. Yeah, you can see it around me. Boom. Hardware. Here's my USBs. Nothing down in those. This I know is my Zigbee dongle. So this ACM0 must be the one. So I'm going to take this and copy this out. Kill this. This is another way to do it. You go into config storage and look for this stuff. And the key format like that. So I have this saved. I have that saved. And now we have to remove ZWave from the system completely. So to remove ZWave, configuration, integrations, find my ZWave right here, 5 devices, configure. It says blow it away, delete. Okay. So this is where I went bad in the original video here. I continually had trouble with the dongle disconnecting and I didn't know why. Later I found out that I did not turn off this ZWave tag here in the configuration.yaml, and every time I rebooted it turned back on the old integration. So make sure that you get rid of this line in your configuration.yaml as well. If you don't, you're going to have problems, which I did. I eventually figured it out, and everything's happy now and went great. If I'd actually read the instructions in the previous screen, I wouldn't have had this problem. So there you go. Now we have to, as it says, you need to restart. All right. CRES restart server. Yes. It brings up the command prompt. Okay, I started. There we go. Now as we look, there's no ZWave. And I assume if I look over here, it says I have ZWave lights are not working. Now my dongle should be released. Now I need to install the ZwaveJS2MQTT add-on. So let's go over into here. I'm clicking my supervisor button, but you get into supervisor however you want. I need to go to add-on store. Over here, add-on store. And we're not going to load this one. We are going to load this one. It's installed. We can look at the documentation some more if you want to know stuff. So let's go into configuration. Apparently here is not the place to do things. There is talk that there is some other add-on that uses 3000, so you may have to change this if that add-on is there. What it is exactly doesn't matter as long as it's unique. So I forget the name of it. But there is something, there was another add-on that does interfere with this if you have them both, if you're lucky enough to have them both listed. So check your other add-ons and make sure nothing else is using 3000. Let's come back over here. I installed it. Start it. and open the WebUI. Okay. Back into info. Start it. Let's watch the log. Make sure it's running okay. It's not connected to anything, so it should be running okay. Back into info. We want to show it in the sidebar. And we should have us. So let's go here, ZwaveJS. Say okay to this. This helps them fix things. Enabled statistics for them. All right. It has started. I'm in there. Now what? Add network key you noted in SO legacy. Generate 3 new keys from the other. Okay. So keys. Configuration area. All right. Went to the hamburger menu, and then we switch to settings. And then you go into Z-Wave, and this is the Z-Wave configuration area. And here we have to put in the port. Now, when you're putting in the port, I highly suggest you put in the long one, and I hopefully it'll work. You can select the short one, but the short one tends to get renamed sometimes, and it can mess you up. So I put in the long one. That also identified my thing. Okay. And here's the 4 keys. Now, your key, this is a fake key. This is not my current key. But the key in the old ZwaveJS looks like this. 0x3a, 0x, and then these 5E62152640, those are the hex numbers that are needed. And I think this just wants the hex number. So if your key looks something like this, you need to convert it to something like this. And then you need to generate some more keys. Oh, will it pick a random number for you? Oh, it'll pick a random number for you. Well, you can just use this to generate your keys, but this SO legacy one has to be the one that you have now for your devices to be seen. All right. Well, I'm going to pull these off camera. So I restarted Home Assistant, and something must have been still connecting, holding on to that USB key. So maybe when they say restart, they don't mean restart supervisor, they mean restart the computer. So restart the computer at that point. Maybe you'd be better off. I actually did a restart of Home Assistant when I said, and then it took like forever to come up. So something was going on. But as you can see, I'm getting information in the add-on. And if I go to ZwaveJS, I have my 5 devices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including my lock. Yes. All right. Once you do that, what's next? Fix all unknown devices. Well, I don't have any unknown devices. They're all woke up, so I don't have to do that. I'm good there. Now we have to connect this to Home Assistant. So install the ZwaveJS integration. Now, best place to do that, probably from configuration, integrations, and then you could do add integrations and all that. But you know what? I have this up. This is the ZwaveJS integration page in Home Assistant, and there's an add integration button. It's a lot easier for me to find. Let's go there. Open link. Do you want to set it up? Okay. We're going to uncheck that so that is no longer checked. Submit. And then you have to put in what you want it to go to. But let's go back and look. Connecting through a WebSocket. Copy that. Come back in here. There we go. This means is talking via internal WebSocket networking. This is the full name of the add-on, so it's always going to be correct, and the path. Now, if you had to change, this is the port. If you had to change your port on the other screen, you need to change it to the same thing here. All right. Undo submit. And finish. Oh, here's my list of devices. So now I just need to fill this in. Let's start with this one. This is in the basement. Can't change that. Oh, and I got 2 smart plugs and don't know which one is which. This is the door. This is in the kitchen. I know that. If I can spell kitchen, I'll be fine. And this is in the bathroom. All right, now these two, I don't know which one is which. One's in the garage, and one is in my kitchen. So finish. So where are those devices? ZwaveJS. Come over here. ZwaveJS down here. See it? Click on devices. And now we have to go in and change the names of these things based on that information that we grabbed before, which looked like information that looked like this. We have to match this stuff and the node IDs to this. So let's just start out with the lock. That's easy. We need to come in here. This is what the lock was called, and we have to change this name. So it's going to be called the same. Change the icon. Lock Smart. Looks kind of like that. Let's do that. And update. Now the lock is correct. I got another one to change here with a sensor. I'm going to go through all these and then do all this conversion basically. So all your devices are now added to Home Assistant with a new name and a new entity ID. In order for all your stuff to work, you have to either change your automations and your Lovelace to match the new names and new entity IDs, or you need to change your entity IDs and names, sorry about that, to match what they were before. That's a choice you need to make. And that's it. Documents below and the links to everything you're going to need are in the description below or on my webpage. Well, I have ZwaveJS now. That was cool. Not bad at all. One little ishy hiccup in the middle where I had to restart again because it looked like my dongle was connected, but I ended up with the long name for the serial path, and that should protect you in the future. And in the SO key, you need to convert your key from the things with the 0x. You take out all the 0x's and the commas and the spaces and make it just 32 hex characters as your key in SO, and then your devices should be able to talk to the new software. It takes over and finds everything else. Some things like battery powered devices you may have to forcibly poke or wait a day or two until they will update themselves and all be in there. That part of it, the discovery, if it's a battery device, might take a while. It's just the nature of the beast. If it's not poked for any other reason, it pokes out like once a day or once every other day. So some of those might be a little slower. All the mains powered devices should come up right away. and you should be good. If this has helped, give me a like. Likes are awesome. Subscribe. I could use subscribers. If you want to give me some other kind of help, or if you want to send me something that's broken and you want me to try to fix, I can do that. Information down below and on my website. And subscribers are awesome. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. I'm working well towards my 1,000 that I need as a goal for beginning of the year, which has passed, but I'm still working towards that goal. And till next time, I hope all your conversions go this easy, because this was awesome. Bye.